want to delay this any longer.
Shows us up.
One.
Yeah, you only get one chance.
Mm-hmm.
Get it now or not.
Okay.
Go get it.
We are up.
We are live. All right.
We're live, you beautiful people.
Beautiful people. Who's you're going to need to scoot closer to the mic, man.
Where are you people? There you go.
There we go. Oh, man. Guys, football is back.
We're here.
We are here. Yes. Those of you just watching on the live stream, hopefully you were with us, during the last live stream. We're trying to get this shit figured out. So hopefully we got it now.
It is week 1, so we're going to have some little kinks and stuff. It's COVID season. They got unexpected stuff happening, but we're here. We're ready for it all. We got football going on. Feels nice. I feel a special bubbles going all over my body. It's nice. It's very nice.
So you mentioned you saw Mahomes down. Was he just tackled, or was there?
Oh yeah, he was.
Injury?
He was just sacked. That's all.
Oh.
No, it was nothing bad. It was nothing.
They were
bad.
very nice to him. They were very nice how they sacked him.
Yeah, they didn't slam him or anything.
Yeah.
I took him
like
early.
a
I paid up for
practice
quarterback in one. I was scared.
It was a very gentle sack as far as hits on quarterbacks go. it was about as rough as you're allowed to hit Tom Brady.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I think the memo went out because that was too is this a practice? Is this a game? It's just like they were like, all right, we know we're gonna sack him. We're not gonna hit him hard. He didn't even do it.
it was just very gentle.
Yes, very gentle. Even it seems like someone kind of held him. Was like, all right, here now, there you go. As you hit the ground.
All right. So Fallon, are you good now? Can we get the show started?
I'm great. Thanks for letting me have another drink.
All right. You might want to turn your input volume down again as well.
Okay.
So you sound a little hot compared to Hoos. Same thing to you, Eli. You hearing that too?
On Fallon's audio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little loud. But anyways, while you turn that input volume down, let's go ahead and get started with the show, dudes.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
2020, we won.
So we got 5 people joining in live, which is great. We're just doing the Thursday show, as you see behind the scenes stuff. This is what the show actually looks like before we get started. So we're going to just hop right into the show here.
Sorry, I got excited. Darren Fells just caught a pass, and I love Darren Fells.
All right, can I start the show now?
Sure.
Welcome to the SleeperWire show. Football is back, baby. This week, we're going to be going through a ton of start-sit decisions, more of a who do I start decisions that we're going to have to make this week. I am your host, Professor Chris, and with me is, of course, Prophet Hoos. How's it going, man?
What's going on, man? We got football. I don't know what to do with myself right now. I'm so excited. I've got a beer in my hand. I've got football on the screen. I've got beautiful people in front of me. I don't know what to do. I got scores to watch on my phone. It's though Mahomes is doing stuff. Watson, David Johnson, these guys, it's football. I don't know. Where?
We also have Fallon on the show. Fallon, how are you? Nope, your mic is no, we can't hear you. Are you on mute?
Fallon is muted, ladies and gentlemen. So that is how Fallon is doing.
Can you hear me now?
Jesus, yes.
Good.
How about now?
Yeah, you're still super loud.
Okay, well, let me turn it down. And now?
That's
Am I better?
Just don't mess with it. Leave it there.
All right. I got it. Well, I'm doing great. I'm moving. I'm purging. I'm getting rid of stuff that I don't know why I still have, but it's been fun.
That's what moving is really good for. It's just getting rid of all the stuff that you haven't used in years.
Yeah, I started selling stuff on Craigslist. It's like, oh god, this is a pain in the ass. So it's either going to Goodwill or I have it on Craigslist for free. Come pick it up.
Yeah, smart gal. After
Nice
a
way to
while,
make
it's
friends.
not worth it.
And that beautiful voice you guys just heard is one of our newest producers, Eli. How's it going, man? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Super stoked on the season being back. Best time of the year.
Hoos, I think we have someone who's got even deeper, more sultry tones than you do now.
Yeah, I think so. It's got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, we got some competition going
Yep.
on. I don't know.
Guess
I don't even want to hear this guy on like a good mic. You know what I'm saying? You guys got. I apologize, guys, this week. You know, I don't have my mic in front of me, so the sultriness is not as sultry. You know, and I'm being one-upped by Eli here. So,
So if Hoos sounds a little quiet and off, that's why.
that is why.
He's got a lot of stuff going on in his life, but hey, you know what? None of that matters right now because we got football. Yeah. Well, before we get into the show, the who do I start, this guy or this guy, let's talk some news because we do have a lot of news going into week 1 and really just news that broke out today for the most part. So we record this on Thursday. Is the Thursday night football game going on? We are a little more than 7 minutes into the game. Let's kick off some news here. Guys, are you hearing?
Yeah, bandwidth went down on you. We lost Hoos, and there's some clicking going on as well.
I just muted Hoos, and it's gone.
That's, a lot better. Your bandwidth took a hit for a very slight moment, but
Mine did?
yeah,
Okay.
you paused, but we're good to go.
God damn. We didn't have these issues with Squadcast, I'm just saying.
I was not part of that decision. I defaulted to you guys.
I was not part of it either. But hey, that's neither here nor there. I'm glad everybody who's watching gets to listen to this. We
Thanks for
have
watching, by the way.
some people commenting, minimal impact. Good to see you too. Facebook user says, just wanted to drop in and say hello to you all. Wish you a wonderful season. Thank you. We wish that to you too as well, Facebook user. Who's you good?
I believe so. I'm back.
Okay. All right, well, let's get started with the news. Kenny Golladay missed individual drills on Thursday with a hamstring injury. So not great news. He's probably going to be a game time decision unless we hear something more about it on Friday. Mike Evans did not practice Thursday, had a soft tissue injury, and he is going to be a game time decision. But he plays the afternoon games on Sunday, the 4:20 game. So, Hoos, are you going to consider starting Mike Evans if he's a game time decision, or are you going to play one of the 1 o'clock game players just to be safe?
I'm playing one of the 1 o'clock game guys just because he's been dealing with this hammy thing. He's had issues with it last season. It's part of the reason why he did miss some time. It's scary. I mean, you probably just have, I want to say, hopefully you have better options. I mean, I don't want to say better options, but hopefully you have a option. I mean, I'm forced to start Scotty Miller because I didn't have as great options, but I don't feel too bad about it.
That's a bad option.
Hey, I'm trying to sell myself. He was number 3 on the depth chart. He's a starter. He did beat Justin Watson out for the job. So now he's number 2. You know, now he was number 1. I mean, he was number 3. Now he's number 2. So somebody's got to catch balls. Tom Brady likes him.
Woohoo.
He's the guy throwing the ball. So it's got
But hey, I guess if you have another Tampa Bay receiver that you can wait until the Tampa Bay game, then maybe that's the approach that you need to take. That's what Hoos is going to do. Cortland Sutton got injured on Thursday, but an MRI showed that it was just an AC joint sprain. Nothing was broken, so that's good news. I don't have high hopes for him on Sunday. He definitely doesn't need to be in your starting lineup, does he, Eli?
Heck no. That's a definite avoid position for me. I did not draft many shares of him, but I will not be playing him at all on Sunday.
It sucks
Like a
because. Go ahead, Fallon.
It's just like a mash unit over at the Broncos camp or area. I mean, they're dropping like flies. First we had Von Miller. Well, actually we had Chubb, then Miller, and now Sutton. We had 11 guys injured at one point.
Your boy.
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm a Bronco fan. That's why I say we.
I think they all get it by now. If they haven't, yes, Fallon is a Bronco fan.
So is Eli.
A Colts fan. I am a Giants fan / Bills / Jets. I don't know. I'm all over the place. But David Johnson just scored, guys.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fallon,
Absolutely.
Are you excited about that, Fallon?
Yeah, I got him in like 2 of my SleeperWire leagues.
Yeah, I thought you'd be happy about that.
Let's get back to the news. David Montgomery was upgraded to a full practice on Thursday, which is very surprising because he was supposed to miss 2 to 4 weeks with that groin injury, but I guess he was just erring on the side of 2 weeks. So that's good news.
Very good news.
I still don't trust it.
Are you guys hearing that noise again?
There's some static, yes.
I heard it for a second.
Okay.
I still don't trust David Montgomery. I won't play him this week.
I hear.
God damn, this is well.
Can we keep going and let him come back in?
I guess let's keep going and let him come back in. So Fallon,
Yeah,
you said that you don't trust David Montgomery. Why?
Just because soft injury, the groin area where he's been injured, I don't trust him this week. I will not play him this week anywhere. I'm going to let him heal. It could be, just fake news, so to speak, like he's okay. And we might put him in for a few, downs or whatnot. I'm just not playing him this week. And I want to see what happens after this week. Then I might trust him.
Eli, how do you feel about David Montgomery?
I didn't want him anywhere near any of my fantasy rosters. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I didn't want anything to do with him in fantasy.
Don't worry, guys. We will get our audio levels figured out here soon.
Oh, I'm glad I'm drinking rum.
Let's continue on, though. Kenyon Drake is not listed on the injury report. He was in that walking boot, but not on the IR or the injury report, so that is great news. Miles Sanders was limited on Thursday with his hamstring injury. So there's been, some talk of, he might be full go. Oh, he's going to be limited. Oh, we're just going to, just sort of watch his workload on Sunday. But if he's limited on Thursday, that means he's not a solid start on Sunday, right?
Love me some Boston Scott.
Yeah, I think Boston Scott is a great flex this week. Speaking of the Eagles, Jalen Reagor was a full participant on Thursday. So that is great news for Eagles fans, having their wide receiver 2 back after Desean Jackson. And last piece of news, the Browns gave Kareem Hunt a 2-year extension. So
I wonder how Chubb feels about that.
You know what? I bet Chubb's probably okay with it. I mean, Chubb still had nearly 1,500 rushing yards last season.
Yeah, he had all season to play, though.
Yeah, he went from being like a top 5 RB to down like low end RB2 once Hunt was back in, though, in PPR.
I think that a lot of the issues stemmed from him not scoring touchdowns, though, and there's no way that someone who can get that amount of work, especially that amount of work inside the goal line, is going to be that unsuccessful at touchdowns for 2 straight years, though. So I see the touchdowns coming up for Nick Chubb.
I think it's all Hunt. My money's on Hunt over Chubb.
That's rich.
I like Chubb a lot more than Hunt, but I think touchdown regression isn't going to come that far back for him. And they added more weapons in the offense. You now have Hooper, who came in at tight end, and OBJ. I mean, he's got to catch something.
What do you think about 8 touchdowns for Nick Chubb? I think that's doable.
12 for Hunt.
12 for Hunt, huh? I will make you a bet. Week 1, this will be our first bet of the season. Nick Chubb scores more touchdowns than Kareem Hunt does this season.
Bet on. What are we betting?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
We'll figure it out, but it's a bet.
Hey there.
I'm even going to document it on our notes that we have this bet going.
Good.
I want in.
Who didn't even know what we're talking about?
I don't care. I'm a degenerate gambler.
Welcome back to the show. Just in time for our segment of today's show, Who Do I Start? So we've gone through our own personal leagues and found decisions that we are going to have to make this week, and we're going to talk about them on the show. And the reason that we're doing this is because if we have to make these decisions, you guys have to make these decisions as well. And we're not really going to spend a ton of time breaking down each one of these. It's really just going to be a quick thing, this guy or this guy, just for the most part, especially with 4 people on the show. We can't get into every single one of these. But let's kick it off. Henry Ruggs at Carolina or Desean Jackson at Washington? Who are you thinking, Ruggs or D-Jax?
I'm going to go D-Jax. I'm going to go with old D-Jax, old man Jax here. I think he's still got I think he's going to surprise us. I wouldn't be surprised if he has some wacky wide receiver one week. Yeah, I'm going to go D-Jax here.
Fallon, what are you thinking?
I'm going D-Jax just because Ruggs a rookie and D-Jax knows the system. And, his first game of the NFL, no preseason. I got to go D-Jax there.
Eli, what about you?
I'm glad I don't have to make this decision. I feel like my teams are going to be doing a bit better than you in this area, but I think I'd go D-Jax. He always has had the ability to put up monster numbers when he does hit, and we know Carson Wentz only has the tight ends to throw to other than him. So give him a shot. I think that will work out well for you.
See, I'm leaning towards Desean Jackson as well, but there is that, the allure of Henry Ruggs, like
first round pick,
the Tyreek Hill in Las Vegas,
right,
and just the draw of this super fast, super talented rookie versus Desean Jackson, who could get, he could pull a muscle the first game, but he could also go Desean Jackson the first game like he has for consecutive years,
right,
and just light it up the first couple weeks.
150 yards. 2 touchdowns or something.
Yeah, so I'm leaning D-Jax for this one as well. Let's move on. John Brown versus the Jets or Alan Lazard at Minnesota? Hoos, what are you thinking?
Oh, give me Smokey. Give me an old Smokey.
I don't know who that is.
John Brown.
Okay.
Give me Smokey. I love John Brown. I like Alan Lazard, but there's a lot of talk about MVS. I'm hearing, Rodgers talk up MVS. It's seeming like MVS, I don't know, he might be the number 2. I know Alan Lazard was like the only steady Eddie there, but who knows? I mean, MVS could be a thing. They drafted a couple pieces, nothing of, they got Josiah DeGuara. It's interesting to see how they'll use him. He's a tight end, but he's kind of got like a gadget guy. I wouldn't be surprised if they target him kind of like a wide receiver. They don't have any wide receivers. So yeah, for me, that all just kind of makes the decision a little bit easier.
So you're going John Brown.
I'm going Brown here.
Eli, what are you thinking?
I think John Brown's the better choice. The implied total for Green Bay is only 22 points. So if you're going for a number 2 or number 3 wide receiver, you're at most going to get 1 touchdown. It's not going to be paying off big. And I think it's all going to run through Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams.
Agreed.
John Brown is also the known face for Josh Allen, so there's more chemistry there. He's the safer option than Stephon Diggs. I I'd go John Brown.
Fallon, what are you thinking? I know you love Alan Lazard.
It's Lazard for me. He's got chemistry with. I know they're playing Minnesota. It's just there is Stephon Diggs, but maybe I'm biased, but I gotta go Lazard.
Guys, Clyde Edwards-Helaire looks awesome. And so does Sammy Watkins, actually.
Yeah, you know what? Sammy Watkins is due for one of these big games, first game of the season. You remember last year, he had week 1, I think he had like 46 points or something like that. And then everybody's clamoring for him. Oh, Sammy Watkins, he's Sammy Watkins, this guy that we always thought he was. And he was absolutely trashed the rest of the season. You couldn't start him. I mean, he
gets us 3 games.
Yeah, maybe 3 games. I don't know. Maybe he had a couple other ones, but he's a deep league flex for you. First game of the season, DFS. Heck yeah, start that guy. I mean, he looks pretty good, but I mean, Mahomes, he doesn't target. He does. He just targets Hill and Kelsey, and then whoever else is going to get it. I mean, there's no telling.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it was 198 yards and 3 touchdowns week 1 last year.
Yeah, he had like 56 points or something ridiculous.
Yeah, it was nuts. But he looks really good so far. Let's move on. Flex question. Kerryon Johnson versus the Bears or Lazard at Minnesota?
I'm going to go Kerryon.
Really? Even with Adrian Peterson and DeAndre Swift there and against the Bears?
Isn't Swift hurt?
Yeah,
He'll still be on the field, though.
I wouldn't be surprised if they sit Swift. I mean, there's really no rush to put him out there in the game. They just brought up AP for this reason, I believe, because they knew Swift was hurt, and they needed to add some veteran presence because really all they had was Kerryon Johnson. Kerryon Johnson's been the only guy healthy in camp. Yeah, I mean, it's not sexy or anything like that. They're probably going to give you about 12 points. They're probably both going to do 12 points. Maybe one gives you a half a point difference. So it's very close, but I lean Kerryon here.
I'm leaning Lazard because I think he has the better shot at the touchdown.
That makes sense.
What about you, Eli? What are you thinking?
That's a tough one. I don't know. I think I'd probably go Kerryon. If I have a choice between a receiver or a running back, I'm usually going to go with the running back. So that's where I think I'll land is Kerryon.
Facebook user, I'm guessing you have your account set to private because we can't see who you are. Says start Galladay or Justin Jefferson. This is the only question we're going to take because this is not a live mail sack show. I would say Galladay.
Galladay, isn't he hurt?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, but if he's playing, I'm playing Galladay.
Yeah,
over a rookie, yeah.
Yeah, if Galladay plays, you're absolutely playing him. He's a top 6.
Yep.
He's a top 6 wide receiver for me this week if he plays. I haven't adjusted him in my rankings yet, even though he has missed some time, and it scares me a little bit. But I haven't adjusted him yet. I just finished my week 1 rankings today, and right now he's the number 6 wide receiver.
I'm surprised this was a question. If you drafted Galladay, you drafted him as a wide receiver 1,
right?
And you got Justin Jefferson as a flyer, hoping that it hits. Minnesota, I mean, their implied point total is in the 20s. He's the third, fourth option to be passed to after the running back, tight end, and Adam Thielen. So yeah, go Galladay.
Yeah, then you got BC Johnson there too. He's the clear number 2. Jefferson can take on possibly later on in the season, but it's really too early. I mean, to be starting him when he hasn't really shown anything.
Well, let's get back to the show here. Jordan Howard or Malcolm Brown? Howard's got the Eagles. Brown has the Cowboys.
Oh, man. Give me Jordan Howard.
Yeah, I lean that way too. Fallon, what are you thinking?
I'm liking Howard.
Eli?
Let's see. Who was this? This was
Howard or Malcolm Brown?
I don't like the matchup for Howard, but I think he scores. So
It's a revenge game.
yeah.
I'm going to go Malcolm Brown. I think he gets more work. He's the veteran in that backfield. They're not going to give Akers every touch. I also just have been burned by Howard way too many times over these last 4 years. So no thank you on that for me.
Let's move to the next one. Emmanuel Sanders versus the Bucks or Malcolm Brown?
Sanders.
Sanders.
I feel like I can sit Sanders this year, like ever. Not with Breeze. He's playing with the best quarterback he's had since Ben Roethlisberger, and Drew Brees.
Wait a minute, he played with Peyton Manning.
I mean, yeah, he did, but I mean, since Peyton. Sorry.
He played with 50+ touchdown Peyton Manning too.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I take that back. But what I'm saying is he's playing with a good quarterback. Better quarterback than he had last year, that's for sure. Jimmy G is like, all right, he's okay, but I mean, other than the handsome face, like my bae Chris over here, I don't know what to do with Jimmy G. You know what I'm saying? So he has a clear upgrade. I can't find a league where I'm sitting Sanders.
Yeah, I've been on the Sanders train all offseason.
Yeah, I love him. Love this team for him.
Yep. Justin Jefferson or Damiere Byrd? Eli, what are you thinking?
I think I'd go Justin Jefferson because does Byrd play for New England? I don't even know him that well.
Yeah.
Byrd starts as the number 3 wide receiver on paper.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a decision I have to make in a dynasty league that I took over for Draft Genius.
Oh, you got stuck with one of those.
Yeah, and I never, ever have Patriots on my teams because I'm morally opposed to having a Patriot on my team. But, who can I really trade Damiere Byrd for?
No one.
Exactly. It's a dynasty, though, and he's the Patriots wide receiver, 2 or 3, so I don't really want to drop him.
He's a starter on paper.
Exactly. So it's like I can't trade him for anything, but anyone would pick him up if I dropped him. And yeah, anyways, I would go Jefferson. Fallon, what are you thinking?
Jefferson's, I know nothing about Byrd.
Okay. Deontay Johnson, you're going Damiere.
I go Damiere.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I mean, I just think that he beat out Sanu. He beat out other guys. I mean, granted, I don't want to say he beat out Sanu. They cut Sanu because he was making too much money. But I mean, he's starting. So I mean, I don't know, like at least on paper. So I don't know. I just feel like I can't trust a rookie right now. Damiere Byrd has looked good in the past. He just hasn't had much opportunities. He's a guy that floats around throughout the league. He hasn't really had a shot. I don't know. Maybe he's a chip guy. In a deep dynasty like that, sure.
So, Hoos, you say this phrase quite a bit, especially recently. I know what you mean, but can you explain to people listening, what do you mean by a chip guy?
Okay, what I mean by a chip guy, a guy that comes in and, has that chip on his shoulder. A guy that works harder than the guy that's ahead of him, that kind of has all this talent, but doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have all the talent in the world, but if you're not going to work harder than the guy that shows up first, you're going to get overlooked, especially coaches respect that. The chip guys, I'll take a chip guy over a guy that has the talent just because those are guys that are working harder, and they're going to eventually learn technique. They eventually learn the little nuances. So give me a chip guy over a guy that just kind of thinks he's good enough, like a Sammy Watkins or something, right?
So you're saying a guy with a chip on his shoulder.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. You could have said that way shorter.
I thought you wanted me to expand because you didn't know what it was.
No, I knew what it was. I just a guy with a chip on his shoulder is what I was looking for. Anyways, let's get back to it. Deontay Johnson or Mike Gazicki? And I put this in here before the Deontay Johnson injury news. So I guess I would go Gazicki.
What happened to Deontay?
Monitor it.
Yeah, he got banged up today.
Yeah, monitor it.
Oh, I missed that. How bad?
Okay. It seemed like it was a minor thing, but I mean, I'd monitor it. And
Could jeopardize week 1.
yeah, I mean, I'd probably go Gazicki though.
Didn't Gazicki have a good outing against New England at the end of last year too?
He did. He really just had a great second half in general.
He really did. And the Dolphins just seem to do well against the Pats. They just seem to do well against them for whatever reason. Like
It's
No matter how bad the Dolphins are, they
Yeah.
find a way to beat the New England Patriots, no matter how good the Patriots are. It's just funny.
It's going to be interesting to see how Belichick learns to cheat without Tom Brady.
You really hate the Patriots.
Yeah, that's never going away. And my hate for the Bucks is increasing too. So
I'm actually liking the Bucks.
yeah, well, at least I can, even though I hate Tom Brady, I can still have Buccaneer players on my team.
Right, there you go. There you go.
Even though Brady's gone, I won't have a Patriot on my team.
You're compromising.
Yeah, there's only one guy I can't have, and that's Rivers.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Except in that DM, you told me not to tell anybody. You're playing Rivers in a league.
Nope. I got some other advice that I think I might take, and actually, it's a question I have coming up, so we can talk about it. So we'll hold on.
All right. Well, let's get back to this. Malcolm Brown or Chris Thompson?
Chris Thompson.
I knew it.
Chris Thompson.
I'm taking Malcolm Brown. What about you, Eli?
If I need a steady number, I'm going Malcolm Brown. If it's PPR and I need a big outing, if I'm projected to be down, I want that higher variable of all of those catches. He could easily get out there and get 8 catches and break one off for 50 yards, and right there, he's double his projection. So
RB1, baby. RB1.
RB1. What? Oh my God! I honestly thought we were done with this Chris Thompson BS on the show.
Never.
Did you get your Chris Thompson tattoo yet?
No.
Oh, Blake Jarwin against the Rams in Los Angeles or Gronk at New Orleans?
Wait, I thought you hated Patriot players.
Yeah, this is a question that people have. Do I start this guy or this guy? Jarwin or Gronk?
Jarwin.
Give me Gronk.
I love Jarwin.
Gronk.
Eli, what are you thinking?
my mind's telling me Jarwin, but I just have this feeling that Tom Brady coming in, he's more comfortable with Gronk. They're gonna be chasing points in my eyes because they're playing in the Superdome. I think Gronk could easily get 2 touchdowns. That right there would easily outscore 3. You think 3 has?
No Evans. No Evans. If Evans isn't there, he's easily 2 touchdowns is a shoo-in. If he doesn't score 2 touchdowns, like something wrong.
A shoo-in.
A shoo-in, yes, a shoo-in.
No way.
Scored, yes.
No way.
2 touchdowns, a shoo-in. If there's no Evans, if there's no Evans.
Okay. If there's no Evans.
If there's no Evans, he's guaranteed. I guarantee he scores 2 touchdowns. If there's no Evans, he might score 3, but he's definitely scoring 2. Definitely.
Are you drunk?
Not yet.
We'll come back to this question at the end. I guarantee you 3 touchdowns, 250 yards.
That number is going to be tripled. You know what I mean? Come on.
What about Desean Jackson or Alan Lazard?
You done?
That's tough. I love Lazard, but against Washington, it's hard not to play Desean Jackson against Washington. That's really tough. That's when I flip a coin.
I'm taking D-Jax too.
Yeah, I'm going D-Jax. Even though I have a man crush on Lazard, I have to go D-Jax there.
That's why there's a lot of Lazard questions in here, is because I also have a lot of Lazard.
Yeah, I got a lot of Lazard questions too.
Here's one that might be a little bit trickier. Antonio Gibson versus Philly or Melvin Gordon versus Tennessee?
That is tricky.
Melvin is still not 100%, so I would go Antonio Gibson.
Yeah. He practiced full today, though, no? I thought
He's back.
Yeah, but Okay.
You're just a Charger hater, and even though he's on your team now, you still don't like him.
No, it's not that. I'm not a Charger hater either. I'm a Rivers hater. It's like weird to like the Chargers now. I just don't like Rivers. No, it's just when someone's been out for that long, we haven't had preseason. There just hasn't been a full-on workload. I'm just a little conservative with guys just coming right off injury right before the games. So that is why I'm not liking Gordon right now.
Eli, what are you thinking?
As you know, I'm a Broncos fan, so it pains me to say I don't want anything to do with Melvin Gordon. With the implied total being at 20 points, I don't think he's getting one of the 3 possible touchdowns, and I think going with Gibson is the better option.
I had Melvin Gordon at 22 and Gibson at 24 earlier today. That was while Melvin Gordon was questionable, and I revised my rankings and I moved Gibson up to 22. But that was while I thought he was injured. So right now, this is really a coin flipping because I have the guys at 24, 22. I think I lean Gibson just off of upside. He's going to be running. He's going to definitely be catching the ball. Lindsey scares me because Lindsey is electric and they could just use the hot hand. And although I think Melvin can score a touchdown or 2 on the goal line, he's going to have to get it from the goal line. I don't see him rushing to get in there. And I don't see him catching a lot of passes either. I know he is a pass catcher, but I think Lindsey is the pass catcher on that team.
There's also another consideration with this one, with Melvin Gordon being out. And this is why Denver is typically favored on opening games. Opening season is the altitude and being in shape, and teams coming to visit us are not quite in football shape like we are in Broncos. So Melvin Gordon hasn't really been playing and has not been in that shape. I just because he's off the injury report, I don't believe that he's completely recovered, and I don't think he's in football shape.
It's a possibility. I mean, one thing I do like about Melvin Gordon versus when he was on the Chargers is you guys have a way better line than the Chargers had.
Are you high?
What's that?
No, the Chargers had one of the worst lines in football last year.
So did the Broncos.
Yeah, but it was better
But the
than
Broncos are
Chargers.
way better. The Broncos have a way better line.
Do you think Bowles is just going to hold every single person and open up a hole for him?
Yes. Anyways, guys, let's move on. We don't need to spend time talking about whose offensive line is better, Chargers or Denver. Let's move on. Jarvis Landry at Baltimore or DJ Chark versus Indy?
Chark.
Who was the first option?
Jarvis Landry.
Oh, Chark all the way.
Okay.
I think it's going to be garbage time all the time in Jacksonville this year. Minshew is going to just be throwing the ball like crazy. It's going to be wonderful.
I think the Colts are going to destroy Jacksonville early, so they're going to have to throw.
Okay, that's the homeboy talking.
You're right. It is. Yep. So we're on the topic of Antonio Gibson. Let's go back to him. Gibson or Marlon Mack?
I like Marlon Mack.
Gibson.
I would go Mack here. I think he's going to get 60% of the carries,
60
touches for the running backs in week 1.
What if I were to ask Marlon Mack or Melvin Gordon?
I'd go Mack.
Wow. You guys are high on Mack.
Oh no, I'm low on Gordon.
How low can you be on Gordon though? I mean, I have Mack like a back end RB2. I have him like 33.
I agree with you for the whole season.
I mean, he's got Hines and Jonathan Taylor he's splitting with.
I think he's going to get the majority of the carries week 1. I think it's as soon as week 3 he's going to be an afterthought, but I think they're going to give him a little respect and let the veteran get a few extra carries this first week.
I lean towards Gibson in this question, but I do agree that Marlon Mack is going to be the guy week 1 for the Colts. Marlon Mack is a really good running back. They're not just going to give everything to Jonathan Taylor.
No, he's definitely a good running back. I'll give you that. I was really high on him at the end of the season because he was a guy a lot of people were forgetting about because he was injured. So he was a guy I was absolutely loving, and damn, Hilaire looks electric. But no, he's a guy I was definitely high on. But at this point, Gibson has no one to share the ball with other than Bryce Love and J.D. McKissick. I mean, they just released AP, and AP kind of came out and spoke directly towards. They said they went out after Antonio Gibson for this reason. Like, they want to use this style of a running back. He's going to be on the field pretty much every down. And I know a lot of people are afraid of the carries that he's had in college, but it doesn't scare me at all. I think he's going to get way more touches than Mack. Mack is only going to get rushes. He's get 12 to 14 carries. Maybe he scores. What does he get? 6 points? Catch a pass? He gives you 7 points. That's
no. Marlon Mack will get you at least 12.
How? If he doesn't score, he's not giving it to you. He's not getting 100 yards.
I think Marlon Mack gets the first rushing touchdown for the Colts.
I agree. Jonathan Taylor. Look at Taylor and look at Mack. I mean, who are you giving the ball to?
Also, look at the fact again, like I said just a moment ago, there's been no preseason. This is his first NFL game. I mean, welcome to the big leagues.
Mack, he is big leagues. I mean,
that's
not Mack.
Why I'm going Mack over.
Sorry, not Mack. Have you seen JT? He is the big leagues. This guy has. He looks.
No, I'm not watching the game because Chris won't give me the link.
He looks like a bigger Saquon Barkley. Like, that's crazy.
He's talking about Jonathan Taylor, Fallon.
I thought he just said CEH.
He said JT.
Oh, okay. Well, I need another rum and juice, I guess.
Anyways, let's move on. We spent a lot of time on this. Chris Thompson versus Indy or Kerryon Johnson versus Chicago?
Chris Thompson is the answer.
Chris Thompson, Chris Thompson, especially with Kerryon being injured.
Kerryon's not injured.
He's not. No, DeAndre Swift.
Oh, he's not injured yet. I mean,
he's not injured yet. Look, he's wearing a brace on his knee, and he says this knee makes him feel like, I don't know, like it's Superman or something. I don't know. He feels safe.
I still say Chris Thompson.
It's good enough for me. I don't
Makes
know.
him feel toasty.
Makes him feel toasty.
Yeah. All right, guys. So those were the ones that I had. Let's see how we are doing on time here. All right, Fallon, we can get to some of yours. Why don't we run through yours real quick?
All right. Well, I'll go quicker than you did because I'm a female and I can go fast.
No, it's because I was just letting you guys talk about random shit.
Okay. All right. So this one's in a tight end premium. So do I want to go Jarwin versus the Rams or Sanders versus Tampa Bay?
Give me Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, give me Sanders.
And I say that as a huge Blake Jarwin guy.
Okay.
Watkins, touchdown.
It's a coin flip on me. I don't really have an opinion.
So I guess Sanders it is. Now, this isn't a really crazy scoring league. I don't know who would have thought of this crazy scoring league. Where they have a 3-point PPR tight end premium. Wow. So do I play, is it Jonnu, or am I saying that right? Jonnu Smith versus Denver, who last year Denver had one of the worst defenses against the tight end. Or do I play Hayden Hurst versus Seattle?
Give me Jonnu.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Jonnu.
I like Hayden Hurst.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying the Hayden Hurst.
I like Jaden Graham quite a bit, and I think Matt Ryan likes him too. So I know they got Hurst, but he's a very, very good blocker. He's a very good blocker. I think that's why they got him. But I mean, it just gives them way more time to target Julio, Ridley, even Gurley out of the backfield. We haven't seen Hayden Hurst be a premier anything but blocking. I have him in quite a bit of leagues just because I bought into some of the hype. I don't really believe him, though. I don't really believe him. I don't believe him. I only have him because I'm supposed to believe him. And I got him at a value at times. But I don't really believe Hayden Hurst. I think he's a great blocker. I saw him catch a one-hand pass.
Jaden Graham, baby.
Yeah. Give me Jay. Yeah. Give me Jimmy Graham. Give me Jaden Graham.
That wasn't an option.
How many passes do you think Tennessee is going to throw against Denver? The score is going to be super low. At the end of last year, they were throwing 20 passes a game.
Yeah.
So what? He gets 30%. Like, let's give him an insane 30% target share in that offense. He's getting 6 balls thrown his way all game. Like,
That's a good point.
Is that really what you're going to go for?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think I might go with Hurst. All right, we should move on because we're kind of like flagging. All right, so now here's my first Lazard question. Do I play Lazard versus Minnesota, or I think we just answered this. Jonathan Smith versus Denver.
Give me Lazard.
Yeah,
I'll go Lazard too.
All right. So Curtis Samuel versus Jordan Howard.
Samuel for me. I don't think Jordan Howard's going to do anything this year.
Give me Howard. I think he is super underrated.
Yeah, I mean, for Samuel, I just haven't seen any connection with Teddy B. I could be surprised, but I think Robbie Anderson is probably going to be the guy for Teddy Bridgewater, and then followed by, obviously, DJ Moore. So easy for me, Lazard.
Okay. So then we got James Robinson versus Carolina, or Philip Lindsay versus Indy.
Give me Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Oh my God! Really?
Yep. I tried to pick up James Robinson in every league, and I didn't get him in any of them. So you know what? Screw that guy. I'm taking Lindsay.
You can't do that.
In our dynasty league, I picked him up as the 5th round draft rookie, just in case Fournette got hurt, thinking that he's fragile, not knowing way back when in March that he would be valuable. So I'm loving him in our league that has no name.
I love.
All right, so what about you two? Now that we understand, I missed what you guys said. Robinson or Lindsay?
Lindsay.
I already got you, Chris.
Lindsay for me. I like Robinson, but yeah, I mean Lindsay. I'm really high on Lindsay. I mean, finally, I don't get the hate on Lindsay. To me, it's really dumb. Not to call people dumb that are hating on him, but just watch the film. He's a good player. I don't understand why people hate on him. I guess it's fun. Maybe it's fun to do. I don't know.
Maybe because they missed him and he was undrafted free agent, and a lot of analysts didn't notice him. I love Lindsay almost as much as Terrell Davis. Not quite, but almost. So I have such a bias towards him. I always have to ask someone else, who do I play whenever Lindsay's in question?
They're expected to get 19 points in Jacksonville, and they're going to be down 3 scores to old Phillip Rivers after the first quarter. I don't want to have the running back in that game. I'll take Phillip.
Wait a minute. Are we playing at home?
I was talking about Jacksonville. Jacksonville is going to be behind 3 scores after the first quarter.
Fallon, you know you're not a part of the team. You don't have to say we every single time. Hoost didn't say that about the Giants. I don't say that about the Colts. Come on.
No, but
like I get it. But that's it's weird on a show.
I know. I gotta break that habit because it's a we thing. I feel like I'm part of it. It's in my DNA.
But it's not.
Okay, I got it.
You're just jealous of the community that the Broncos have.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Now, this is kind of another different type of scoring. a PPR where it's you get 0.25 points for 0 to 4 yards, half point for 5 to 9 yards, and 1 point for anything after 10 yards. So, do I play Goddard versus Washington or Chris Thompson versus Carolina?
You say Chris Thompson versus Carolina?
Wait, isn't it Chris?
No, because we were literally just talking about how the Jaguars are playing the Colts.
Exactly, and that was a typo on my side. Excuse the typo.
So it was Chris Thompson or who?
Goddard.
Dallas Goddard. Give me Thompson.
Oh, why did I hear that?
I didn't really understand all the scoring you gave, but I like
It was weird. PPR.
Okay, I like Chris Thompson. Yeah.
This isn't like a 3 point per catch, like tight end score catching.
No, it's one of those that they didn't want to do a full PPR if you just catch one. It was like you get just a quarter of a PPR for, small yardage, and for large yardage, you get a full PPR. It was a kind of cool scoring idea.
Yeah, I think I'd take Goddard here, though.
Let's move on.
All right. John Brown or Deontay Johnson? Did we already go through this one? That sounds like one you asked.
We did not, but I would take John Brown. Even if Deontay plays.
If Deontay plays, I'm playing Deontay.
I like John Brown. I think he's got the chemistry with Josh Allen.
All right. So then do we got Trent Taylor or Lazard?
That's disgusting.
So we got Taylor's got the Cardinals, but he also has Jimmy Garoppolo.
Taylor in the PPR. Is half point PPR standard?
No, it's a full point PPR.
Yeah, Taylor.
Give me Lazard.
Take Lazard.
So 2 Lazard, 1 Taylor. All right, so here's an IDP question in Who's League. Jalen Ramsey versus Dallas or Landon Collins versus Washington?
I'm going to go with Collins because teams just don't throw towards Jalen Ramsey's side.
Yeah,
so
right.
He's much more of a great NFL cornerback than a great fantasy cornerback because if teams don't throw that direction, he gets no fantasy points.
Yeah, he's like Stephon Gilmore, where you're not throwing there. Like, why would you do it?
Or I mean, like kind of how like Darrell Revis and Richard Sherman were for years. Like,
you're not. It's just stupid. Like, don't throw there. Pass anywhere else. Those guys. If you entertain a pass towards those guys, all of those guys are chip guys. All those.
So let's trade.
Are tip.
We're not doing that on the show. Come on, let's keep moving.
Send me something after the show.
All right, Steve Sims or James Robinson?
Robinson.
It's standard stuff, right? You're not getting no return point yard.
Nope. I will only if I say otherwise. It's all PPR, just whatever.
Yeah. This is stuff. I think I'm gonna go Sims.
If I need the ceiling, I'll take Sims. If I need the floor, I'll take Robinson.
I probably have Robinson ranked higher, but I think I'm going Sims.
All right, so then we got Paris Campbell versus Tyler Higbee.
You mean Higbee?
Yeah. At least George isn't on the show because he'd make me say his last name.
Tagovailoa.
Yeah, what you said.
Give me Higbee all day.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Higbee over Paris. I want to see a healthy Paris Campbell first.
I think you guys are right. Give me Higbee.
All right. Boston Scott or Lazard?
Scott.
Oh, this is standard, by the way. This is a standard scoring.
Still Scott.
Definitely Scott then, yeah.
Yep.
All right, so
that touchdown right in that red zone.
Here's the tricky question. This is high stakes league, and I don't like the quarterback I drafted, which is Daniel Jones. So
hey, you'd be nice about Daniel Jones.
Yes, I just don't like the matchup against Pittsburgh.
Okay, that's fair.
And we get 100 points if you get the high. I mean, we get $100 if you have the high score.
Oh,
As
that's
500-point buy-in. So I mean, this is like
You're making these who do I start way too complicated. Just give us
All right,
players.
all right. So I already so
He wants to win the
the
$100.
question is, should I? Okay, there's two parts to the question. First part is Minshew versus Carolina. Isn't Minshew playing Carolina?
No, the
No.
Jaguars are playing Indy.
I need another
Fallon,
run.
Get your stuff together.
I've had 2 drinks because I was waiting on you.
Don't
Okay,
blame me for you
Eli,
not having
cut
the
this
proper-
part out. Fallon,
up.
get
Yeah.
your shit together.
All right, Minshew or Rivers?
Rivers.
Minshew.
Ceiling, I think, is Minshew. They're going to be chasing. I think Indy's going to just be running the ball.
And I was talking to Mike Huff, and he actually said Minshew too. Now, is it okay dropping Daniel Jones when you have a short bench? Very small bench. 1 quarterback league, very vanilla. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. And I've
One
got
quarterback, yeah, you could drop him.
okay. So we got 1 for Rivers, 2 for Minshew,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
All right. Those were my questions. Thank you, guys.
I have one for you guys. What would you play, Crowder or would you play Devontae Parker in full PPR?
Crowder.
Parker's injured, isn't he?
He's not 100%. He's not. I believe he logged a limited practice today. So yeah, I mean, week 1, give me the guys that are healthy, that have rapport with their quarterbacks. I don't even know if Parker has great rapport with Fitzpatrick. I know Preston Williams does, but
Did you not see how he did last year with
he did all right,
Fitzpatrick?
but what I'm saying is
He did all right. Come on.
Preston Williams, when he was on the field, it was just different. It was different. He wasn't the same guy. So, I mean, he's not 100% healthy, and Crowder just gets like 11 targets a game.
I feel like people are just blowing Preston Williams way out of proportion.
Nah, not really.
No,
Yeah.
no. Well, that's the question. Do we play him? That's one of my big questions though right now because I have
Preston's
them all
healthy.
over, but I have him benched on every league because I'm not. I love the guy, but right now because of the injury and not sure, I'm just not confident playing Preston Williams anywhere.
I'm
Preston's
taking
healthy
Parker.
right now. Preston is healthy right now. He logged a full practice. Parker is not healthy. That's
I'm
my
still
point
taking
there.
Devontae Parker.
All right.
Well, before we wrap up the show, guys, come prop up on Thrive Fantasy this season. It is a daily fantasy sports app for prop bets. They have eliminated the need to do countless hours of research because they only ask you about the top tier athletes in a respective sport. If it's NFL, you choose 10 out of the 20 player prop options to build your lineup. If it's NBA, MLB, PGA, or esports, you choose 5 out of the 10 player prop options to build your lineup. Each prop has a fantasy point total associated with the over or under based on its likelihood to occur. The more points a selection is worth, the riskier it is. You rack up the most points to win a share of the prize pool. And if it's golf, guess what? They have contests for each day of the tournament. Thursday only, Friday only, Saturday only, Sunday only. You don't have to ruin your weekend by your golfers not making the cut. They have awarded over $1.4 million in prizes since launching in 2018. And they have $50,000 guaranteed in prizes for week 1. Use promo code SLEEPERS when you sign up today, and you're going to receive an instant $20 bonus on your first deposit of $20 or more. Download Thrive Fantasy on the App Store or Play Store, or by visiting their website, thrivefantasy.com. Sign up and prop up today.
See, this is my kind of betting. Like prop bets, that's the kind of stuff I could get with. Like, does he rush over 23 yards? That's the kind of stuff I can get with. The other stuff, the parlays and all that, it's getting too difficult. Thrive, I can get with Thrive.
And it's fun.
Did you guys also hear all of that background noise when I was doing that?
Yeah,
No.
Fallon's typing.
No, I'm
clicking.
not. My hands are like right here.
Oh, Someone
when I
on
was
the
talking,
keyboard. Someone was on a keyboard.
there
I'm
was
hearing that.
there was a lot of background noise.
I'm hearing that.
Okay. Well, so next week we absolutely have to do Audacity to have backup recording so we can mute that shit.
Is someone hitting their keypad right now? Like during those last 10 seconds?
No, my hands are like.
It sounds like someone's typing.
It does sound like it, but my hands are. Yeah.
You know, it might be the beginning of like how it was at the beginning of the show. It might be on my end.
Yeah, we will absolutely need to do Audacity next week.
Yeah.
Eli,
So
sorry, you'll have to
blame you.
cut
Sorry,
this little part out
sorry
of
to
the show.
blame you, Fallon. I thought I saw your hands down and you looking at your screen going around.
No,
My
that's okay.
apologies.
You can blame her going forward for shows. You know.
Wait a
It's
second.
usually
I'm
my
your
fault.
minion. You're supposed to stand up for me and
All right,
not blame
guys,
me.
let's finish the fucking show, okay? We're not going to argue about this bullshit. We've been on the show, on the call for like an hour and 45 minutes.
We have. Let's go.
I just want to say, so next week we need to not do just this. So, Hoos, make sure you have your computer and a mic.
I got you, brother.
Sorry to add stuff for you to cut, Eli, but all right, so guys, I think that is going to wrap it up for this week's episode. We need to get back to watching the second half of this game.
Dude.
Hoos, I'm going to mute your mic because it's you. Follow us on Twitter at SleeperWire Show. You can follow Hoos on there at SleeperWire Hoos. Fallon is on there at JustAGirlFF. Did I get that correct?
No, it's FF underscore just a girl.
FF underscore just a girl. Got it. Eli, where are you on Twitter?
You can't find me.
Can't find him. All right. That means he's a super private person or doesn't have one. You can follow me on Twitter at prof_ChrisSW, and then find us on the Sleeper app as well. Professor Chris, Prophet Hoos, and Just a Girl on there too. Fallon, Hoos, Eli, thank you so much for joining me this week. Everybody else, thanks for tuning in. We will catch you guys next week.
Take care.
Hey.